So Black Samurai apparently isn't coming to the new Assassin's Creed, which I don't really get now. How is he now not coming? Some sources are saying they're trying to delete him or reduce his presence. There's also talks that there is a fully modeled and in some cutscenes even rendered Japanese male who will be the main protagonist. So what's going on? So as you know, Ubisoft is struggling hard. The amazing publisher that gave us titles like Assassin's Creed 2, Black Flag and even Unity after months of fixes and changes, but you know, they got there at the end. They're now trying to give us a Black Samurai that no one asked for, so that's a huge problem, I believe, because we had a few games with two protagonists in Assassin's Creed franchise and none of them really worked amazingly, I believe. The Syndicate, I didn't care. I played with the male protagonist because he was more fun. Odyssey made me choose between a male and female, and then Valhalla as well, because they just bear the same name. I don't get it. Like, give me a female protagonist if you want. It's not a problem. Just do it correctly, you know. Don't make me do this or that, or so you're politically correct with gamers. What? We just want a good game with a good story. We don't care if it's a male or a female or whatever. Look at GTA 6. Nobody is bothered by a female protagonist. I mean, we don't have much clues will she even be playable, but still, we all think she will be playable, and who cares? No one. Just make it good. You know, we don't care much. But yeah, the other thing is in Shadows, I don't think you know there are two characters. The other one is basically a gender neutral chick, but she looks like just some boy, you know, like a 12-year-old boy with a few feminine characteristics, but that's it. So I mean, what? And then you also give me a completely loosely based story on some fact that some guy out there was black in feudal Japan and now you make him a samurai. Of course Japan is fucking mad at you. Why wouldn't they be? There's so many people you could have chosen for anything considering Japan and Assassin's Creed, and no, you picked this. Makes no sense. Of course, this is all coming after Ubisoft told us they don't want to do Assassin's Creed in Japan because there's no story there. No, well, you can fabricate it maybe a bit better with someone else, but apparently they just want to do it as it is because that's how they want to do it. And I mean, what were they thinking? Because we have Ghost of Tsushima, we have another Ghost game coming from Sucker Punch Studios, so we already know that's gonna be very good. Ghost of Tsushima was an amazing game. I played a ton of it in my spare time, and it was a well-polished game. I played it on PC, it worked perfectly. So now you want to try Japan, but you want to try it in your own weird way so that it kind of makes sense to whatever you want to do. I don't get it, you know. It's completely out of any sane mind to try and do that. And now the game is being pushed to 2025, February 14. They're trying to do it for the Black History Month, so they get probably more, you know, the game is backed by more gamers or whatever. They're trying to make it political much more, and they did that when they first talked about the backlash for the protagonist. They were like, oh, you know, it's only a few pissed people that are making all the noise. No, it's everyone who loves the franchise, because it makes no sense, and it's the whole country of Japan who is just completely furious because of what you did. And of course they are. Who wouldn't be? How can you blame us for wanting a good game with a cool protagonist that makes sense? Not this. What is this? I mean, you got a Star Wars game where you took Han Solo and made him a girl. That doesn't even look that good, and there's also a ton of talks about toxic positivity in Ubisoft that is now basically just everywhere, so they couldn't even make the protagonist look good. She just looks like a boy who didn't hit puberty. She's gender neutral basically. It is they. I don't know the pronouns for what should they be. I have nothing against a black protagonist, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make this any racist or anything. Especially in Assassin's Creed, you can do it. You can pull off a black protagonist very easily, in my opinion, because there's a lot of history, you know, that you can pull apart and create something that's even historically accurate, because that's how Assassin's Creed came to be. It's a representation of the actual order of assassins. So I mean, it doesn't make sense to try and do this now. They also made an Avatar game as well, and you can be excused for forgetting about it because no one remembers it really, and it didn't come out that long ago. Apart from a few videos at launch, nobody covered that game because it was so mid for the exclusively amazing amount of money, almost quadruple A money, that it doesn't make sense, you know? Why would you make a shitty game so expensive like they did with Prince of Persia, which isn't a shitty game? It's a good game, but for a Metroid-like game, it doesn't make sense to cost like 40-50 euros. What? Why? So I mean, Ubisoft is basically giving us overpriced crap, trying to polish it with a nice bow on top, and then it's like, hey, this is a shit for you that you can buy for an astonishing amount of money, and also maybe get used to not owning it, because we may pull support for it anytime we like, which is stupid in my opinion and shouldn't happen. That's not what we want, and that's why they're not getting the sales they want, because we don't care. You made X Defiant and free-to-play FPS shooter that's failing. Why? Well, because it's bad. Apparently, people who worked on it aren't an FPS people. They don't do FPS games, they don't play FPS games. So how can you get them to, you know, understand the feeling of an FPS game? Maybe they played Call of Duty and were like, oh, we can do this better. You can't, probably, and you showed us you can't. So it's really hard to understand that now Ubisoft is finally like, hey, actually X Defiant is doing shit numbers, so we're probably gonna cancel any support to it fairly soon, which, I mean, it's not a surprising fact that Ubisoft would pull a plug on a game they made fairly recently. Before, when you saw the Ubisoft logo, you know a game was good. Far Cry 1, Far Cry 2 wasn't that bad. Far Cry 3, amazing game, probably one of the best antagonists you can have.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
That game is so good with how it did things, with what it brought to the table, with what it changed, that people just fell in love with Ubisoft. But now, you're just giving us crap. And it's not like it's even a polished crap, because if you look on the trailer for Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's not even that good. You can see flickering, you can see problems with physics and stuff. Like, it doesn't work, so why are you trying to serve us that shit? And now they delayed it, and apparently they're adding quests and you know, deepening the story, so it's not even polishing the game. They're trying to add stuff because the game is probably empty and shit. I mean, I don't get what they're trying to do here, and it seems they're trying to do some, you know, they're trying to pull money from everywhere, trying to go political with stuff which doesn't make sense. They should maybe try making a good game, because I can promise them people will buy it. I mean, the Star Wars game they launched, it seems like they weren't using their brain on that one at all. So that's all for now. I'm gonna edit this, post it, and look out for more news, because there's a ton of coming out. Apparently they're trying to sell the company as well. So if you'd like to stay informed and on top of everything, consider subscribing, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.